Hulk Hogan is not a racist according to Booker T. Now can you dig that, suckers? Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling, and Booker T once again, always on point. This is why he was the five-time WCW champion player. But actually, was he not six-time WCW champion, and for some reason they just don't count one of his title reigns?
I don't understand. Yeah, totally. 2001.
Maybe they just thought he has six. He doesn't have six fingers on the one hand. He can't really do the iconic. It is a bit shit. Imagine every time he wanted to do his like any sort of taunt, he had to hold up one finger for the other hand as well. It just wouldn't look as good.
No, it wouldn't look as good. But at the same time, you can't just strike a belt for the record because it doesn't work with his wee catchphrase. For me, what they should have done is just not give him the belt, and therefore you don't have that problem. Or like have a storyline reason to strike the belt from him. But to my knowledge, I'm 99.9% sure he won that belt and then he lost it again, and then they just went back to being a five-time champ. I don't understand why you'd do that.
Oh no, I think you mean he came in with the belt, he lost it, and he won it back, and they just never counted the one time that he won it back.
But see, but I think that's cheap though. If they did that in modern times, I'd blast it. So in 2001, I've got to blast it. This is the same guy that just fucking handed the US title to Canyon like it was a bag of shite.
Who better than Canyon?
I liked Canyon.
I like Canyon as well, even if
maybe Vincent Shaw would have liked Canyon.
Yeah, man.
I was a Canyon-shaped dildo, brother.
Get in my closet, boy. Anyway, right, so Booker T recently came out on his YouTube show, his radio show, his podcast show, whatever you want to call it there, and you know what, I need to start listening to this Booker T show more. And I'll be honest, I used to like listen to a lot of wrestling podcasts back in the day, and when I say back in the day, obviously I'm not talking like too far back in the day because they didn't really exist. I'm talking like around the, let's say the beginning of the 2010s, like the mid 2010s, when you had like Austin and Jericho and JR. They were like I think they were like the three main guys with podcasts, and I think like Conan's been around for a while, and then like Raven got one, and I mean pretty much everybody has one now. But those were like the guys that I think came around first, like your Jericho, Austin, and JR. Those
Russo
are
Russo as well.
Yeah, although
the brand.
Well, Russo was always kind of doing weird stuff that wasn't real. I don't know if he...
Either or, he was there, he was after it.
He was there or thereabouts, right? And see, when wrestling was like shit, but not fucking horrible, I would listen to wrestling podcasts because it felt like, get more additional wrestling content. I enjoy Jericho, Austin, JR, all these guys. I like listening to these guys. But for me, like over the last 5 years, how bad wrestling has gotten and how shite wrestling now is, it's almost like you have to consume enough, especially with this channel. You have to consume it, and but I think that time was probably before. Yeah, it was before we had this channel. It's like now you need to consume enough wrestling, you need to talk about enough wrestling, you need to review enough wrestling. You've got all these shows on every single night, you've got a different wrestling show on every night of the week. I think it's almost got to the case now where it's just there's so much fucking wrestling that we need to watch that anything optional to do with wrestling is just like a fuck that, I can't be arsed. Totally. I don't know if that's the reason why.
I'll give you another reason why. I agree with that, but a decade ago I cared about the product more. I think a decade ago there was still belief that wrestling could be good again. Even great. See, now it's dead. And see the fact now it's dead and it's never been worse. Why do I want to hear people talk about it? See, as much as I love Jericho, JR, I don't think Austin does a podcast anymore. I mean, look at Taker, sellout bastard. If Taker did a podcast 10 years ago, you'd be fucking listening to it, by the way. I don't want to hear them talk about a product I don't want to talk about.
Yeah, Austin doesn't talk about wrestling anymore, and I think there's a good reason for that. I think he knows it's fucking shit.
I think 10...
And Austin's got,
See, 10 years ago, though, there's probably an element of them keeping the door, like, half open for, like, a wrestling return, because they knew, like, it could still get good. See, now, I think everybody deep down, every legend knows that this is done.
It's hurting their credibility. I mean, you listen to Jericho, and it's not like he praises WWE, or he pretends that AEW is now, like, the greatest thing of all time. But they're not telling the truth because they're not burying it, and that's when you know. It's like Jim Ross.
Don't want to burn bridges. That's essentially.
Well, it's a bit hard when you're employed by the company. Like Jim Ross and Jericho are literally hired by AEW.
Well, Jericho did say that TNA's bigger than AEW, essentially.
Well, yeah, and you can tell
That's getting the WWE paycheck.
You can tell that his contract with AEW is running out soon. But yeah, no, maybe I need to start listening to more of these wrestling podcasts. But I just found over like the last 3, 4, 5 years that I mean, I'll listen to the odd one, and even Jericho's like, I mean, probably 9 times out of 10, his podcast isn't even about wrestling. You'll have a host on for like a different genre or whatever, but
if it was good, it would be about wrestling.
Yeah.
It would be the opposite. It would be like...
That's the way it was back in the day, actually, funnily enough.
8 times out of 10 would be wrestling, 2 would be like other shit.
See, when Jericho first started, for the longest time, and I'm not on about for the first 6 months or for the first year, I mean for years and years and years, when Jericho started Talk is Jericho, it was like, you're right, probably about 8 out of 10 times it would have been someone for wrestling, even if it was like a obscure guy for the indies, or he was having to bring on like, I don't know, fucking Edge or something for the 4th time. It would be a wrestling guy, and then you'd get the odd one where he's like, oh, I've got Kiss singer on, or I've got a horror film writer producer guy on. But now it's the opposite. Now it's like, here, we've got this guy on, we've got that guy on, singer, musician, artist. Even the other day had on some sheriff that was running about with a wee psycho sidekick that would give him clues and stuff into murders. And it's like, what the fuck? Jericho's got this crap on when he could have wrestling on, but wrestling's so bad, it's like, can you blame him for not having wrestlers on? I mean, I would rather listen to some sheriff guy who used to go around the country getting advice for some psychic who could give him clues to where all the murder weapons were. I'd rather listen to that than listen to Adam Cole, baby, come on, and, try and, I might be able to return from injury. Don't give a shit if Adam Cole returns or not.
It's just remember when, and Tony Soprano did say, remember when's the lowest form of conversation. If I listened to these guys, would I want to hear them talk about Raw? No, I'd want to hear them talk about Raw 25 years ago.
Well, remember when? Do you remember that time when Hulk Hogan... No, it wasn't Hulk Hogan. It was Booker T said, Hulk Hogan, we come for you, nigga. Do you remember that?
I do remember that. And then you've got Sherry trying to kick Cam Booker down. You've got Mean Gene, cool as ice. You've got Stevie Ray, like, what the fuck's he just said. Brilliant.
Yeah, well, Booker
Great
T...
moment in WCW, by
Booker T has brought back up the racism and the racism claims that revolve around Hulk Hogan, and Booker T's not having it. Booker T says that he was around Hulk Hogan, he knew Hulk Hogan, he was around the guys that were around Hulk Hogan, and he knew that none of them were racist. He says that Hulk Hogan helped him, and you just don't help black people if you're a racist, even though Bret Hart claims Hulk Hogan never helped anybody. Booker T seems to think Booker T seems to have a different memory for Bret Hart. And he also says that when you're alone and when you think no one's watching and when the cameras are off and the sounds are off, Booker T says everyone can say things that they don't necessarily mean, and that everyone's got that in them. Booker T himself has said that he's also said negative things about white people when the cameras ain't rolling. So there you go.
See, that takes a lot of balls for Booker T to admit. He could easily just said, I've never said a bad word in my life, brother. But he's come out and fucking said it.
Yeah, so that's what Booker T had to say. He said, quote, "You know a racist by the people that they hang around, and I was always around Hulk Hogan. I was always around the people that he knew, and none of those guys were racist. Capturing a moment when he did say the racist comments, this is what I always say about that. You've been in your house before when the camera ain't rolling. You might say some stuff that would make people think you're a racist. Am I right or wrong? You might because your guard is down and you're just spewing. You're just talking. Even though, man, I say stuff about white folks too sometimes. So everybody talks about the racist comment, but no one thinks about the situation that came out of it. Hogan helped me when I was a young, aspiring wrestler trying to move up in the business. I don't think he would have done that if he was a racist. Racists don't go, let me go help the black guy. I never looked at Hulk Hogan like a friend, but whenever we saw each other, we were always dapped up. He never looked down on me or shunned me." End of quote. So, and now we've got Booker T. I think he's right. When you are in your own house or when you are in your own circle or whatever, you feel more comfortable maybe saying jokes and stuff that you maybe perhaps wouldn't say around other people that you're not so familiar with.
Let's be real, right? So you see across every household in the world, someone has said something that, especially in the climate of 2025, would get them cancelled. You'd be a fucking liar to suggest otherwise. I don't care who you are, what colour you are, or what gender you are. One of the two, brother. It doesn't matter. Everyone said something that would offend somebody. And you're a liar if you deny that.
Absolutely, and I think that's what Booker T's getting to here. He's getting straight to the point. Basically saying that, yeah, when your guard's down, when you're on your own and the cameras ain't rolling, you are going to say things that maybe necessarily you wouldn't say in public. And he talked about Hogan helping him, Hogan helping Booker T, and he's right. If Hogan, like, for me, you shouldn't judge somebody based on a comment, based on a word that they say. That is fucking retarded. You can't someone just can't say, the N word, or someone can't say the C word or whatever, cracker. Someone can't say that, and then you deem them, like, see if some black guy said the word crack. I mean, I couldn't give a monkey's shit.
I know, I couldn't care.
So, I mean, you've got Scott Steiner. I mean, that guy said spick more than anybody I ever know. Yeah, he's Scott Steiner.
I tell you what, TNA's done a good job of erasing that. I cannot find the promo where he's standing beside Conan and Joe.
If there's one thing I hate,
it's a spick. I can't find that.
Yeah, so
hopefully it's in our TNA rewatch somewhere. It has to be.
But Scott Steiner's known as, like, one of the least racist guys of them all. I mean, people say Scott Steiner, and let's be honest. See, he wouldn't be working a promo. He wouldn't be working alongside Conan, and Conan wouldn't be working alongside Scott Steiner. I think Conan's going to be working alongside this guy, and he's calling him specs if he truly thinks that Scott Steiner, like, hates Mexicans.
I know, and Conan, fucking gringo killer this, gringo that, that. It's just fucking people need to realize.
You got Conan cutting promos, Latino Nation taking over. You got Teddy Long talking about, I hate those white boys, you know what I mean?
Holding the black man down, you feel me?
It's just, whether it be in kayfabe or not, I mean, it's just words at the end of the day. Words don't mean shit. I wouldn't judge somebody on their words. I would base someone judged on their character.
And their actions.
And their actions, yes. Like, see if Hulk Hogan said the M word. That doesn't mean he's racist. Now, see if Hulk Hogan was coming in and he was like, he walked into, like, the jobbers fucking locker room, because let's just assume that WCW's top guys dress somewhere else. See if he walks into and he's like, you guys can, I'm going to take you out and pay for your dinner. We're all going out for meals and drinks. But then he looks like Booker T, Stevie Ray, and who else was
Norman
black?
Smiley.
Norman, and he's got, you guys can stay behind here and shine my shoes, buddy. I mean, you'd be like, well, holy fuck, that's not right.
That doesn't work for me.
Why is he taking all the white guys out for dinner and telling the black guys they have to stay behind?
All the black guys and Bret Hart have to stay behind.
Well, I think Bret Hart should have fucking always stayed behind.
Bret Hart's a fucking loser,
but you get my point. It's like your actions should determine what you are, not just a word that you say. It's like, I mean, it takes a split second. It takes a split second to say a singular word. Should someone's reputation be ruined because of that?
Randy Orton said it during a Twitch stream 5 years ago. No one cares about that.
Yeah, it's all about people's narratives. Hulk Hogan says it. Racist Hulk Hogan, bad Hulk Hogan, but their favourite wrestlers who they think can wrestle say it, and it's nobody cares.
I mean, you could easily argue, well, if Orton's saying it during a Twitch stream, what's he say behind closed doors? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they didn't film Orton, brother. But honestly, see Bret, let's get into Bret. He calls Hogan and Jake the Snake.
Well, actually, that was going to be a separate fed.
I've already made it.
Well, there you go.
I wanted your thoughts on it. He says, right, let's talk about Jake Snake
first.
Actually,
see before we get into that, can I just address something?
Yeah.
Made a video a couple of days ago on this channel about some guy, some loser, making a video with AJ Lee, and he like AI'd it into AJ Lee kissing him. And I was saying, there's obviously something wrong with this guy. I don't think it's such a big deal. It's not like he's some sort of predator. The guy doesn't look right. He's obviously he doesn't think this is bad or whatever, because AJ Lee was making it like, he's horrible, he's this, he's that, calling it harassment. It's like, look, it's just some fucking guy that at the end of the day is editing. It's probably his fucking crush, I don't know, his favourite female wrestler. And he might think that's cool, even though most people look at it and go, that's cringe. That this woman that's got no interest in you, and you're trying to, edit things to make it look like she's showing you affection. Yeah, most people look at it and goes cringe, but I did say that it's probably just some guy AJ Lee's his favourite wrestler, not quite right in the head, and he's done this. I don't think there's any harm in it. I don't think it's malicious. I certainly don't think it's harassment, and she came out, said it's harassment, said it's this, it's that.
Well, she said mental health for superpowers. So
yeah, and
how'd that go?
Obviously, you've got all these people now. This guy, Chris Horror, has been banned from this wrestling event now, so the wrestling event, the official Twitter account said you're banned from future events, all this shit. Turns out the guy's actually a viewer on Fog Wrestling, right? He's a subscriber on Fog Wrestling, and I don't think he's too happy with my comments, and he went, you know what, I always back you when you talk about Chris Benoit and all that stuff. Well, here, that might be true, but he did state that he does have something wrong with him. Now, he didn't say what it was, and, I'm not going to get into it, don't know what it is, don't really care what it is unless he wants to open up, have a conversation, but that proves my point. My whole point was, I don't think this guy's playing with a full deck, so therefore, I don't think it's such a big deal. I think AJ Lee saying, harassment, this, harassment, it's just some guy. It's just some guy who is putting together like an edited AI fucking visual image of them two kissing. It's not the fucking end of the world, and, how can she get off at, like, attacking this guy when we've all seen that footage of CM Punk come out and basically him and Colt Cabana saying that they used to beat up this woman and they used to abuse her and take advantage of her money and make her ride them halfway across the country in her dad's like truck or whatever, or fan, make her pay for everything, and then they didn't want to have to share the ring with her, and she wanted to be a pro wrestler, so they would purposely hurt her whenever she got in the ring, and that would keep her out the ring, so they would have all the ring time for themselves. So basically she was like their personal chauffeur, that she'd just drive them there and then they'd beat her up for real. So
like a fucking slave.
Yeah. So, like, how can AJ Lee come out and criticise some guy that fucking edited some videos together while her husband was, like, genuinely abusing some woman and taking advantage of her? What a fucking disgrace.
No, it's a disgrace. Didn't know the guy was a viewer of this channel. Like, that's a fucking plot twist right there.
No, he did comment the other day.
I seen that comment, but I didn't know it was him. How the fuck was I supposed to know it was him?
Well, I did send you it.
Aye, but I didn't know the guy's name.
Oh, that's alright then.
I seen you sent a message, but I didn't know what the fuck that was. I just saw some guy talking about Benoit, and I was like, what's this guy talking about Benoit for? But anyway,
Anyway, shout out to Chris Horror. I personally wouldn't recommend these video images. I don't think it's a good look, brother. But you do you.
Here, I don't think it's a good look, but at the end of the day...
No, but if AJ Lee talks about mental health, if she was more understanding, she would take a second thought and go, you know what, maybe mentally this guy's not doing too good. Maybe
she wasn't doing too good?
Yeah, she talks about killing herself. Here, maybe this guy gets pleasure. Maybe that's the wrong word, but maybe this guy gets, like, happiness out of... maybe he feels warm and cozy inside of seeing an AI video of AJ Lee, like, turning around and kissing him and saying, I love you. If that's the worst thing this guy's done, then, you know what I mean, fucking leave him alone. It's hardly crime of the century.
We're not talking about jail time here, but at the end of the day, it's still a bit weird. That's undeniable. But see with the fame and the celebrity that comes with these wrestlers and other celebrities, see in the world of AI, this is going to happen, right?
I bet you.
I think people just need to learn to accept
I bet you Sydney Sweeney's been AI'd into like thousands of things.
Yeah, but my problem here with AJ Lee is that you can't be 1 minute saying that mental health problems are your superpowers and then bashing people that's got them the next. I'm very consistent. I think mental health's pretty much 9 times out of 10 a fucking myth. I think people just over-exaggerate it.
Kayfabe, brother.
Austin says CTE's made up. I'm not along those lines. I think CTE does exist, but I think, mental health, man, it is the most exaggerated health problem across the planet because it's been encouraged by governments to basically install weakness inside
people.
It's a cool
thing. It's considered cool. It's a cool thing to do.
See, back in the day, people hid it for good fucking reason.
See, back in the day, carrying your school bag over one shoulder, that was considered cool.
Yeah.
See now, pretend you've got mental health is considered cool.
See, I went to school, and it wasn't even that long ago, and you went to school, right? See the people that would have been considered had mental health problems, right? They would have been the ones that went to like a special school. But see now, even every school, your fucking grammar schools, everybody, I bet you 90% of them have mental health problems.
Mental health, brother.
Don't work for me. Anyway, back to James.
Yeah, I just wanted to shout out there. I shout out to Chris Horror, subscriber. Got banned for some wrestling event, which I don't think's fucking right. Do I agree with the video that he posted? No. Do I think it's a bad look on himself? Yes. Would I personally stop doing it? Yes. But to not even get like the opportunity to get banned for what? For fucking what?
Well, you're right. Like, It's CM Punk literally used and abused a woman, battered the fuck out of her, and that's who she's married. At the end of the day, fuck AJ Lee. 10 reasons why she sucks on the channel. But yeah, back to Jake the Snake. So Bret Hart said that this guy never put anyone over. I made the case that because Jake the Snake was a mid-carder, could you really make the case that he never helped anyone? I mean, mid-carders always help people, and he also, even if unintentionally, if you're a mid-card, I mean, actually, it was his match that really propelled Austin. That's what I said in the Fed.
You know, like,
well,
now
Austin 316 comes for Jake the Snake.
Yeah, now you could say, well, that was Austin. He went into business for himself or whatnot, and you could say that it wasn't Jake putting it, but Austin managed to put himself over because of the existence of Jake the Snake Roberts. See, if Austin was taking on a bum, he couldn't have fucking used any of, like, he couldn't reference anything cool with Jake the Snake.
I know.
With alcohol addiction or his palms and his 316 John, you know, he couldn't have done any of that shit. See if Austin beat Adam Cole in that match to become King of the Ring. What could he have said? What cool things could he have took for Adam Cole?
But see, Bret's just a dick. He's doing a generalisation. See, because Jake the Snake and Hogan never helped him, he's saying they never helped anyone.
Well, Booker T says Hogan helped them.
No, but see, Hogan, right? I'm not saying in terms of the overall total, Hogan helped put more people over than Bret, but he put more people over than Bret that fucking mattered. You know, you look at The Rock, you look at Goldberg, you look at Lex Luger, other examples, right? Like, who did Bret put over to that degree?
Nobody. Now,
Michaels? I mean, who else?
Yeah, but I mean, just being told you need to lose a match to someone, is that really putting them...
No, Bret's just bitter about what happened at Mania 9. He needs to get the fuck over it.
No, but do you not think, like, too much is looked into that? You were told by McMahon, you're losing this match, and then people, oh, I see, I put him over. No, you were told by McMahon you were losing.
Yeah. No, it's just...
Did Bret go out of his way to put over Shawn Michaels?
No, I know. I mean, I guess his logic is, well, some people refuse, brother, but don't understand his logic. Just because Hogan didn't
very few people in wrestling actually put people... They can help you, but you can probably count on one hand the amount of times someone has truly put someone over and propelled them to the next level. I mean, how many stars can you go today and say, here, if it wasn't for this guy, he would never have made it? You know, most people, if they're good, they're going to get to the top with or without help.
No, absolutely. Bret, you can't just say because of personal experience two people are the biggest pieces of shit.
Also, I mean, when you're on the top, it's just different. What did Tony say to Sil?
He's like, you got no idea what it's like being number one.
Yeah, and that is fucking true. See, when you're the number... It's alright, Bret saying, oh, Hulk didn't want unions or whatever, didn't they help people? Bret doesn't know what it was like being number one, and if he and people say, oh well, he did in the 95 back when WWF was on its fucking dying legs. Bret was like a placeholder. See if you want to argue Bret was the face of the company, he was like the worst face of all time. Yeah. I mean, statistically, he kind of like was the worst face of the company of all time. But it's just that here, I bet you the years that Austin was most unlikely to help people or put people over, I'm willing to bet you those years were like 98 to 2001.
Yeah. Obviously 2002, he took his ball and went home, but...
I bet you Austin was more willing to help people. Austin, I'll put you over. But see, when you get to the top, it's almost like you do need to actually protect yourself. The referee would say protect yourself at all times.
I've always been a fan of guys that don't want to put people over because they actually take pride.
Cena gets buried. Oh, Cena never put over Nexus. He never put over Sigler. He never put over this guy. He never put over that. He's fucking John Cena.
Look at the last 5 years. All he's done is put people over.
See if John Cena put everybody over on his rise to the top. His rise to the top when they've been that great. You cannot... 50-50 booking doesn't work. You cannot be a star if you're only winning half your matches. And there's no doubt about it. Seeing you look at the top stars, the number one guys, they were guys that won all the time. Hulk Hogan, Austin, John Cena, rest my case.
No, absolutely. That's bad.
The Rock, I'm not saying this is the only reason that The Rock was number 2 to Austin, but The Rock did job out a hell of a lot more than Austin ever did.
Yeah, but... I mean,
it's hard to actually think of many clean Austin losses.
The Rock wasn't dominant. Never at one point was The Rock dominant.
But I mean, if you're a face of the company and you're the top star, then you should be dominant.
I think the year 2000 kind of sums it up for The Rock. Pretty a long feud with Triple H, but never won too many of them.
No.
Yeah, he always did get screwed. But let's say you put Austin in Rock's place. I think Austin comes out on top more often than
Yeah,
not.
you would have thought with Austin out for like close to a year Rock would have been dominant. Rock would have barely took a pinfall in that year. Rock would have been champion the entire time Austin was out, but that really wasn't the case.
Yeah.
Rock had the belt. Triple H had the belt. I believe Kurt Angle then had the belt. And who else had it? Someone else have it? 2000? Was it just those three? Rock, Triple H, Angle?
Aye, pretty sure.
Jericho might have had it for...
Did Big Show last? I think Big Show lasted into the millennium. Maybe just by like a week.
Maybe Jericho had it for like 10 minutes or something, so...
That was good.
Aye, anyway guys, my thoughts on Bret Hart, bitter bastard, honestly. I know Booker T came out and basically says that here Bret needs to let all this stuff go. Shit happens in wrestling, get over it. Yeah, maybe Bret should just...
we called it Bret because it was like a week after Hogan died. See if Bret wants to talk about Hogan, go ahead. But see to label him as like one of the biggest pieces of shit in wrestling because he refused to put a couple of people over. That's just it's wide of the mark.
I think if Hogan broke someone's neck, I've got a feeling he'd actually reach out and apologise.
Yeah,
something that Bret's brother never done, by the way.
Yeah, and
to me that was a piece of shit move. I'm not, but people defend Owen Hart cause rest in peace. By the way, Owen Hart was great.
He hardly took merchandise sales for it.
Yeah, I certainly I just do not respect the way he went about that. But people will say, "Oh, Owen Hart, great guy," and all this stuff. Never apologised to Austin for breaking his neck, and people always use this. He was embarrassed because he was a Hart, and the Harts are supposed to be the best. That's not a good enough reason.
No, it's not. Sorry, it's just not. You know,
well, if Hogan came out and says, well, you know what, I said the N-word, but I'm embarrassed, I'll not bother apologising for it. You know, would that work? No, would that fucking work?
The Belowas have a long history of saying the N-word, brother. I can't apologise for that.
No, but that would work. You know, see if Hogan came out and went, you know what, I'm a wee bit embarrassed, so I'm not going to bother.
What if the Benoits had like a clean record, or like non-domestic, like, you know, abuse records? Is he supposed to fucking... Is Benoit, if he survived, not supposed to fucking come out and say anything?
I don't know, but Bret Hart's a whiny, bitter bastard, and I can't stand him.
Yo, I agree with some things he says, right? But it's like, one day, he's calling Shawn and Vince lovers, and he comes out with this. It's like, some stuff is like funny, and some stuff's just... But it's like, the Shawn and Vince thing's funny to us, but he's actually being fucking serious. It's not even like it's a joke.
Yeah, in 2 years, he'll probably get another match in the WrestleMania Hall of Fame, and he'll come up and he'll accept the trophy. I'd respect him more if he came out and says, "Nah, fuck you guys, I ain't coming back." But every time WWE calls, he's there. Funny that, isn't it? Anytime there's a Hall of Fame and he's wanted for a payday, he'll always show up.
He will always show up. But anyway, fuck Bret. I like the fact he calls out modern wrestling. That's probably a bit of it, Bret.
It's just he's so... I just don't get it. It's like, yes, we know that you think Hogan was a big piece of shit. What I mean, well, why does he need to bring it up every fucking month? Yes, we know that Goldberg, in your own words, according to you, ended your career. We know that you don't think Goldberg was professional. Do you really feel the need every second week to come out and say it though? I mean, get some new material, Bret. At least the whole Shawn and McMahon thing were lovers. At least that was pretty funny.
I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think there's been an injury talked about more than that from the guy who actually got injured. And wrestling's an industry, folks, where there's a lot of fucking injuries.
No, but hold on, what? Benoit fucking dropped Sabu on his neck and broke his neck.
I was about to mention that, yeah. I don't think I've ever heard Sabu say one thing about that.
Oh, see that move that Owen did? See that move that Owen did to Austin, the reverse tombstone pile driver? That could have gave Austin draws his life.
Yeah.
That could have put Austin paralysed for the neck down.
And that's just, and that changes our lives. That changes everybody's lives.
Yeah, I just don't understand why Bret he'll pick on fuck, and I get it because it happened. Obviously, I get that part. It happened to Bret. He was impacted by it personally. I mean, I get that, but holy fuck!
But he didn't follow protocol.
Goldberg is not the only guy to accidentally stiff someone in a fucking match. There's been way worse incidents and way worse. People fucking died in wrestling matches.
But see if Bret, right, is so good at a wrestler, right, and he was a good wrestler. Can't fucking deny that. He must have known he was concussed. and he should not have continued to wrestle. And that's what actually did it.
Yeah, I know, but I will defend him, and I'll say that, like, back then, I think people just wrestled with concussions. It was like, I mean, even you listen to Chris Van Nowinski, it was kind of like, oh, if you didn't wrestle, you were like a pussy. That was kind of the...
Yeah. So do you not think of all the people, though, that would take care of their own safety? Bret was probably top in 99, late 99.
Yeah. Especially when he's in WCW, it's like you're just there for a paycheck. No one really cares about in-ring ability, brother. Anyway, guys, that's it. I'll catch you in the next one. Booker T's great. Bret sucks. And rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. And rest in peace, anyone else. Owen Hart as well. Anyone who's draws, rest in peace, draws. Anyone that we've mentioned in this video that's no longer with us, RIP. And you know what? Sad reality is, I mean, touch wood, I'm wrong, but I mean, Bret's probably not going to be with us that much longer either. And when I say that, I mean, the guy is like approaching 70. Why not just let all this hatred go? Like Booker T said, this shit's no healthy for you. Every day, bringing up old shit, complaining, ranting, let it go.
Why not reminisce in the old days, Bret, and bury the current guys?
Listen, is it possible that Bret Hart, once he makes these comments or does these... is it possible that he just, like, switches off and lives this great, cheery lifestyle?
No.
and is
not a chance.
And is an amazing husband? I mean, maybe he is, but... See with just how much hatred and bitter Bret Hart is, you almost do feel for his family. Like, I know people, what family is wrestling killed his family? I mean his wife. See if he's like this in the house, then fuck me, it can't be a good existence.
No, it can't be.
How many times do you think he brings up to his wife when they're sitting at home, sitting watching TV at night, Goldberg? Dirty stinking out.
He's flicking through the channels, and the Goldberg comes up. And Goldberg was actually in that. Could you imagine, Bret, if he's flicking from his wife puts on as a joke and fucking Goldberg's on the screen?
Yeah. Anyway, guys, that's it. Till next time. Peace.